So I have a little beginning here, but again, just trying to look for the basic beginning shape of this. Trying to think of it as a circular piece. Has a couple sections to the left here for my drawing, and elevates itself. And then try to find even a cross contour line just to get the initial layout of the structure come to it. And then again, trying to look for contour lines that might help with the smoothness of this part at the top. And as it does come around, it does have all the jagged sides. So I'm just kind of indicating it first, just trying to lay out the proportion for it. Some of these have these overall wrappings to it. And even the separation right here between the one back part of it to the middle, so you almost have a foreground, middle ground, background to it. And again, if you really look close, you can see that this has shapes kind of undulating the snow and creating some abstract shapes that are building itself. And then just kind of starting to outline and shade the dark parts of the bush itself right away. So I'm almost drawing the shape and shading it at the same time, just as I indicate this snow piece. Coming around. And even though these the bottom shaded part has some of the snow, I'm just going to shade it with a tone and then go back in and do what they call undercutting, dark to light. And that's going to shadow this, and I'm just going to take the side of the pencil and let some of that texture be serrated almost. I can try to simulate any of the detail of the bushes. Coming down there. Just kind of giving it a light tone here. And again, looking at the outer edge of the base of this, you can see it's a little texture and just shapes coming around. And just by a little bit of pushing with the pencil, get some different textures in there. So for the first passing over, that gives you a pretty good beginning. You can shade a little bit at the top. And now I can go back in with a much darker value, just push a little harder. And this is where the detail comes in as well, when you find those edges and put in those pieces. So you're trying to look at the transition between the dark to the light. Kind of comes around. So when you take a look at, again, some of the detail on the picture, you'll get to see a little close-up of that. In this case, the parts that you leave white have a little bit of tone, so it's already in the darker side of it. And think back to the spherical shape that you did. And that's kind of the idea of where it's added to. And then even in this snow right here, just give it a tone. So you can see that even in the white snow of this part with the lighting, it creates a little bit of a miniature landscape of snow. So it helps you out there. And again, at the base of this, at least this particular one has the texture and the shadows a little bit, kind of blending it. You can always put a shape down here. And again, it has a very abstract design pattern to the positive and negative shape that you're trying to illustrate there. a good beginning.